Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first episode of Disruptive Influencers Talk About E-commerce Marketing. Hey, Dan, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Rakefet, so nice to see you. Super excited to be your inaugural program and talk a little bit about inbound and e-commerce.
Amazing. But before that, just tell us a little bit more. What's your story?
Oh, baby. First of all, you and I have known each other for 2 years now. When I came to Israel for Hubspot, right, we met and I was very impressed with you and the scale of Mayple. I'm an entrepreneur. I've done 5 startups in the last 42 years, right? My first one went to $1.5 billion. My second one, I started in my dining room, was essentially an agency, grew it to $30 million. My third one went bankrupt. My fourth one was bought out by Microsoft, and Hubspot is my fifth. And I'm experienced in company growth and customer acquisition. I spend a lot of time selling and managing. In 2007, right, I was employee number 6 at Hubspot. It was a 5-person company in Cambridge. And now, of course, HubSpot's the leading customer relationship management platform for scaling businesses, and has been named a top place to work by Glassdoor, Fortune, the Boston Globe, 8 offices across the world. And I'm the author of a book called The Inbound Organization, Leadership Principles to Help Your Company Scale Better. Currently a director at HubSpot, working full-time, and happy to help people who are trying to figure out this world of inbound and e-commerce.
Yep, and if I may add, one of the best mentors, and definitely for me, a person I listen to, and I definitely recommend to every e-commerce owner that's listening to us right now to listen to as well, which brings us to our next question in regards to what is inbound for e-commerce?
Yeah. It's a great question. And a lot of people are like, I kind of get inbound, but even in 2021, 15 years into the inbound revolution, people are still slightly unclear of how it relates to e-commerce businesses. So number one, the management principles that we wrote about in the Inbound Organization, that's the book that came out on Wiley in 2018. By the way, if you want information, there's tons of free podcast help support on inboundorganization.com. It means that you're treating people like human beings, right? It means that you're helping them, not selling. That's the whole idea of these podcasts and these videos, to help your prospects and customers do a better job. It means that focus beats bandwidth. So as an e-commerce focused company, right, you have a particular expertise and can help people more quickly. It means that you're solving for the customer. That means you understand your customer deeply and providing the right information to the right person at the right time. And then we're all data scientists. In 2021, we focus very much on the underlying data. Those are the correlations of the foundation of inbound marketing. Now, how this applies to your website, that's inbound marketing. And of course, e-commerce has exploded. When I was doing my research, 44% growth in 2020 alone. 44% growth. That's insane. And it falls into a variety of different areas. Number one, most e-commerce companies want to increase visitors to their website. Optimization of the website. And there's hard work that goes into that, right? Yeah. SEO and SEM and understanding how to get the right people to your website so that they can see your product and services. Number two, increasing the conversion rate, right? We've got to make sure that more of the people who find your website stay there, right? And that means lots of calls to action. That means landing pages. That means free stuff. Yep. Right? The HubSpot research says that people love free stuff. The Tyre research says why you love free stuff is because you think you're getting a better deal than your friend, right? And you think you're being treated differently, right? And then Exactly. And then for e-commerce, we want to make sure we're increasing the average order value. That is cross-selling and upselling. That's making sure that you have a variety of different options. That makes sure that you're providing the right information to the right person at the right time. And then, of course, increasing lifetime value. That's the human reminders of ensuring that people are successful, that they get what they want, that there's not a lot of friction in their ability to buy, and that you're executing effectively.
Yeah. That's putting the whole e-commerce story into one, basically.
I know. You said I only had 5 minutes, so I wanted to make sure.
So we just made sure all the stories here.
Rakefet, it sounds like it's easy, but it's not, right? It's hard. First of all, just identifying your ideal customer profile and your personas takes time and effort. Number two, you have to create content to attract people to get there. Number three, you have to manage all of this information. And in 2021, if you don't have automated tools to do that, you're at a huge disadvantage, right? You need to understand the conversion rates by country, right? By sales team, by product, right? By in the cart and out of cart. All of these different ratios, right, are why inbound wins. Because in the old days, it was like 2014 is the old days, right?
It was a long time ago.
I know. You can't even remember 2014, right? Before global pandemic, before social unrest, before all of this it was like you would measure it, but it'd be a year later before you'd be able to act on it. Now it's minutes and hours. Now it moves very, very quickly. Now, if you have a product offering that you can see is starting to move the dial, right, you're going to act on that quickly to optimize and to rationalize to get the best result. The final thing is the A/B testing. Right now we have multivariate testing. Oh my goodness. Now we have, I know. As a data scientist, I know you're super excited about that because that gives you the ability to test all of these different scenarios to ensure that you're doing the right stuff.
If you had to give one tip in regards to inbound marketing for e-commerce owners, what would that tip be?
Yeah, so I'm a big community guy. And in the last 12 months, what we've seen is event-based marketing has moved to community-based marketing. So creating a community of like-minded people like that support your brand and are all working towards the same thing, right, is super smart, right? People who are, their entire livelihood is focused on e-commerce. It's growing all the time. There are different people who are just starting today. There are people who've been doing e-commerce for 5 years. There are people who are experts in e-commerce. Right. So we want to make sure that you're not just doing a webinar. That's so 2019. You're doing a whole series of community events where you're essentially supporting Mindshare. You're the go-to person for e-commerce and inbound in the entire universe. And then you just make it easier for people. Right. So make sure that they know you, make sure that you're constantly adding content, making sure that they refer to you as an authority in the space. Right. Also, make sure that you're welcoming to new people in the community. Sometimes, right, you get so tied up into the folks that are the people who show up all the time that you forget that it could be slightly intimidating when people come into your community. So you want to be very, very welcoming. Recognize them. Make sure that it's easy for them to get their questions answered. Sometimes we have a special place for people who are new to the program so that they don't feel strange asking basic questions, right? And then basically ensuring that your community stays vibrant by providing the right information to the right segment at the right time.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Rakefet, nice to see you. Good luck for the remainder of 2021 building your community.
Thank you so much. Toda raba, Dan Tyre.
Bye.